All right, so straightening an image is usually pretty straightforward because you have a horizon line, you have a building, you have some artifact, something that makes it easy. And you might think, oh, look at all those horizontal lines. This will be so simple. Well, look at these horizontal lines that don't align, and they're intentionally misaligned to give this kind of an organic feel. So to straighten, you come down, if the eyedropper's here, you just come down to the ruler tool. And then normally where you select is pretty simple to understand. I'm going to go ahead and click, and you might have seen that line there because I had done this before. This didn't work out in the last video. And I'm just going to guess, that may be close, and we can find out in a minute. Let me show you. So we're going to go ahead and click on Straighten Layer. Now, is this straight? The easiest way to tell is hit Command-R, pull up the rulers, and then come up, put the cursor over the rulers, click and drag, and then check. I'm going to move this around to see, how does that look? Well, that looks pretty good there. If we come up here, does it still look good? What about up here? It's not bad, but it really is hard to tell. I'm going to push this off, hit Command-R to get rid of that, and say, okay, let's pretend that's straight. Then we're going to get the crop tool, and then change the preset right here. You've got all kinds of presets. We can go width, height, and resolution and set this to 2560 by 1440. And we could set a resolution too, but this is not the most effective way to do it. We're going to come here and just pick 16 by 9. Okay, and this may switch on you. If I click away, click here. Now we've got our 16 by 9 working right here. And then we can pull this in. We can pull each side in, trying to find out where, whoops, missed the corner, move the image itself, where we want to be. And, you pick a happy medium where you like it. You don't want to get any of the transparent pixels, obviously. So let's just say it's good. Let's hit return in order to accept that. And now we want to set the image size. So hit the letter V to get the move tool and come up to image size, Option Command I, image size. Now it's important that resample is selected and preserve details 2.0. If you have any of these others selected, change it to preserve details 2.0. And I've told you before, this reduce noise, I have no idea if this is the correct setting, but it seems to work really well. So I used it. So right now we've got extra pixels, and we may or may not get a perfect fit. If I set this to 1440, we get 2560. So that works out just fine. If I hit Escape and Option Command I again and change that to 2560, well, we got 1440. Sometimes this comes out to an odd number. If so, you want one too many, not one too few. So if 2560 gives you 1439, change this to 1440 and you might get 2561. And if that's the case, then you do image canvas size, and then you pick, say if it's 2561, you'd pick one side or the other and change this to 2560 and resample. Okay, you wouldn't do it from the center because then you're telling Photoshop, take a half a pixel off either side. Photoshop doesn't know half pixels, and it'd have to try to fake everything else. So right now, we have our 2560 by 1440. It is our 16 by 9 aspect ratio, and it's straight. So now we're ready to roll with some enhancement, and we'll come back and start that and then save out our PSD.